Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
Hey, Johnny. What's up, boy?
God,
That's what they do,
Johnny.
baby.
I had I guess we'll call it like a Nissan. I guess I had like a Nissan Altima on the World Series. So I've been sitting there trying to.
Yeah. You took the Dodgers?
Maybe. I took the Dodgers.
Wait, they lost?
No, they won in extra innings. So
Yeah, they won in 11. Yamamoto was
I'm going to get you a
sensational.
smart car or something.
He was, I mean, Oral Hershiser in 1988 did the exact same thing. He was World Series MVP. If you go back and look at 2001, I think that's when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees, and that's when Curt Schillings and Randy Johnson shared the MVP. And I said, based on what he had done in the first game, complete game, and then he followed it up in Game 6 to get him in Game 7. And I said, you know what? If he comes in and get the save, he's going to be the MVP, and rightfully
so for sure.
Wait, hey, hold on. I'm confused. Now, you say you bet a Nissan Altima on the Dodgers to win this game, right?
No,
So I'm
the series. When the series,
whole
series first
series
came out, and I saw it was Toronto versus LA.
Right.
I immediately was like, I think the Dodgers are going to win this game, win the series 100%.
Series, okay.
And I went to Game 3, 18 innings. I sat in left field until 12:30 in LA and watched every play of that game. Probably the best sporting event I've ever been to in my life.
Right.
And crazy. What a series. What a game the last 2 nights. Unbelievable World Series. Everybody who's a baseball fan should have thoroughly enjoyed that. For sure. And
So,
what a wild day of college football, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Unc, if I'm not mistaken, so the series is what? Is it tied?
It's over.
That
was game
It's
7.
over. 4-3.
That was game set. That's it?
That's it.
Yep.
God damn, the Dodgers done win back-to-back?
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back. That's the first time. That was the first time since the Big Red Machine, 75-76, that a National League team has gone back-to-back with Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan and all those guys. Tom C. Don't worry about it.
That's back in the day. And see, listen, when you think about the investment, when you think about the payroll and the investment that they put on these players, Freeman, Ohtani, who else?
Betts.
Yeah, Mookie.
Betts.
Hey.
They got Yamamoto. They got Glass now. They played Blake Snell.
So this is one I don't know why the Dodgers figured it out, Johnny. Well, how come the Yankee can't do it? Because the Yankee had the same goddamn philosophy.
Pitching. In Yankees, I mean, if you think about it, it was the Dodgers pitching that actually saved them. Yamamoto because Yamamoto gave him a complete game in Game 6. I mean, he gave him 6. He gave him a complete game in Game 2.
He played 9 innings?
He gave him 9 innings.
And he came in
Game 6.
tonight. He came in certain situations.
After last night, he gave him 6 innings last night, and he came in
How the hell he gonna come in tonight after just pitching 9, and your shoulder's supposed to be off the bone?
Because you don't play till next spring. You ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah, we worry about that. That's why they gave him what they gave him.
Okay.
When you pay that, and that's why the Dodgers the Dodgers guy is the same guy that just brought the Lakers. So they're gonna spend money. They say it takes money to make money. You see, Mookie Betts got a $200 million contract. Freddie Freeman got 150. Shohei got 700. You got Glass now. You got Snell. Man.
Well, congratulations, you Dodgers fans. I'm not much of a baseball fan, despite me being a 5-tooler in high school. But congratulations to y'all, boys.
Don't worry about it. I'm a bigger. I like baseball. I don't watch it like I used to. I used to watch the World Series all the time. I'm very familiar with the players. I'm very familiar with the history of the game. But, man, the Dodgers, I mean, think about it. It's been 75-76. That's 50 years that you've had a National League team go back-to-back. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Yankees, you remember the Yankees won, 98, 99, 2000. They lost in 2001 to the Diamondbacks. That was the 9-11 series. But, man, Dodgers, congratulations. I mean, hey, I guess they got the best team money can buy.
Yeah.
Ohio State hasn't had a Heisman Trophy winner since Troy Smith captured the award back in 2006. But heading into the final month of the regular season, the Buckeyes now boast a Heisman frontrunner. Julian Sayin delivered another performance in the 38-14 win over Penn State. The sophomore quarterback completed 20 of 23 passes, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns. With the latest outing, Sayin jumped Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson and Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza to become the Heisman favorite. Johnny, what you thinking? I mean, he's an Alabama transfer. Coach Saban said today that, he was the coach that had him running scout team.
Yeah, I mean, look, this guy is playing really, really well right now going into the last month of the season. Obviously, things change in the Heisman race, but when you look at Ohio State's picture, the way that they're playing, the way that he's playing, you think all of us would probably have to agree here that he's a shoo-in for New York. He's going to end up as a finalist,
yes,
for sure. Now it's kind of, can somebody else? There's that moment, right? We talk about it all the time. There's the moment that comes. Has he played stellar enough to get to New York? Absolutely. Do I believe that Marcel Reed so far has played stellar enough to get to New York? Absolutely. I think Mendoza as well from Indiana has probably played well enough to get to New York. But look,
Ty Simpson Alabama
has played well enough to get to New York as well. If you had to ask me, those 4 guys, obviously leading the odds right now if you're going by the odds makers, but there is still that time to capture a moment. There is still that time to go out and have a game or a play or a series that sets you apart from the rest. Is Ohio State going to have a game that they're actually in for him to have something like that?
Right.
Or are they just going to breeze through undefeated, kick everybody's ass, be the number one
maybe
seed?
Michigan.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Michigan didn't look very good today, but you know that game, you throw everything else out the window.
Yeah.
I'm really looking at Marcel Reed. He does get that moment. If Texas plays the way plays the way they did today, you go into the last game of the season. You take care of business in Missouri next week. You go beat Samford. You get Texas day after Thanksgiving on the road. You look what just happened. I'm really interested because no way would I have thought that Vandy would have been favored or would have been underdogs in that game today. Vandy was never in that game today until the onside kick was wiggling its way out of bounds. They were never in that game for a second. So Texas manhandled them. That was the best Texas team has looked all year. You have to, for the first time as I've sat on here and bashed Arch Manning, bashed the way Texas has looked. They still have no run game. Did his receivers and their outside blocking scheme, Ocho, that was some of the best hat-on-hat outside blocking I've seen in a long, long time. Open up the play, first play of the game. Arch didn't have to do a lot to get started in the game, but you get the ball out of your hand quick, get it on the perimeter, hat on a hat, you take it to the crib. I would do this with Mike Evans all the time. So you do have to give Texas credit. They have a very solid O-line because Vandy threw everything they could at them. Their defense and pass rush, pretty solid.
Crazy.
They played really well. So if Arch can play like that, I think you go into the last game of the season, Texas versus Texas A&M, you may have Texas favored in that one too.
I think the thing is, Johnny and Ocho, when you look at it, Texas played for 3 quarters. They can't play any better than what they played for 3 quarters.
Right.
Their defense was outstanding on Pavia. Arch Manning he got hit in the chest and he threw a ball in the end zone. I'm talking about he took a shot right to the chops and I'm like, okay, walk it to him, Arch. And then all of a sudden, come the 4th quarter, they forget how to play football. 2 blown coverages. Bro, how twice? They got a 3rd and 19, and you let a guy pick it up. I'm like, bro, no, it was 4th and 19.
From the inch line.
What 3rd and 19? It was, yes! And you let 2, you had 3 plays where I'm talking about DBs. What are you doing?
Yeah, the one play
touchdown. See that,
the one play
touchdown.
That's just, where does that come from?
And on the 4th and 19, I'm like, corner, why are you sinking so much? The guy catches a 16-yard route turn. He's already at the 1st down. You don't have to sink that much.
Hey,
I was like, Back to saying he has 4 games this season, completing 85% of his passes with 300 yards and at least 3 passing touchdowns. No quarterback in the country has more than 1 such game. Sayin, who backed up Will Howard last year's championship run, is putting up big numbers in his first season as a starter. 2,224 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 3 picks. The top-ranked Buckeyes are trying to win back-to-back national championships for the first time in their program's history.
Uncle Johnny, they got a good chance to do it. They got a good chance to do
They
it.
do.
Listen, Sayin, what he was 20 for 23 today, 4 TDs, and when you got weapons like Cardinal Tate, you got Jeremiah Smith, having to come to the job, it's easy to get the motherfucking job done. When you got them kind of weapons they got over there in Ohio State. But what I wanted to say about the Heisman Trophy, the Heisman Trophy case, right? And those that are all of a sudden the names are now in the pot towards it. What Johnny? What game we in? We in week 10? Week 9? Something like that?
Yeah.
The fact that it took this long for
mine was really like 10. Like 10.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
I'm
gonna just say week 10. The fact that we're finally seeing names come out of the hat where nobody has separated themselves for the past 9 to 10 weeks says all you need to know. That says everything you need to know. They're good. They're okay. But they ain't no goddamn Johnny Manziels. It ain't no Cam Newtons. Ain't no Joe Burrows that from week 1 all the way through, they cutting the fool.
I think the thing was what happened is that there was really no quarterback that was in the Heisman running last year that came back to school. So normally, Johnny, you normally have a guy that was in the Heisman running or he was and then he came back. But you get a Travis, he leaves. You get all those guys that's leaving. You get a Aston Genty, he leaves. So most of the think about Sayin wasn't even starting. Ty Simpson wasn't even starting. Arch Manning wasn't starting. So you coming back and guys have to show you. They tried to Arch Manning is the favorite based on what? Now he's played well the last couple of weeks, but how you gonna say he's the favorite? Now Marcel Reed. He was a starter last year. Him and Mendoza was like the only starters that we can say like, okay.
You can really only say that for Marcel after he comes in the second half versus LSU last year. If you look at the way Texas A&M ended the season last year, you aren't putting him on no Heisman list. If there was any quarterback that was returning this year that you would have had on the Heisman list early in the season, it would have been Penn State's quarterback. It would have been Drew Lock.
Oh yeah. Oh, but yeah. Allen. I don't know. Don't get me started. And Mateer, did Mateer transfer into Oklahoma?
There was a lot of Heisman Mateer talk earlier in this year for sure too.
Yeah, and so I think that's what you have to. And you said it, Johnny. You go back and look at Joe Burrow. He had his Heisman moment against Alabama. He had that run. They come out there and they go head to head because it's star versus stars. Look at all those wide receivers that go in the first round. The quarterback is number 1, and then you get Tua going number 5. And then you have all those receivers. You got Burrow. You got Jetta. You got Chase. You got Judy. You got Ruggs. You got Devontae Smith. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Najee. Man, bro, look at all the talent out there. So, and then Joe has that moment. You have Devontae Smith, who just goes crazy. Jalen Waddle gets hurt, and every week he's having 180, 200. He's running a punt back. He's doing something that, you got to stand up and pay attention to me. Well, like you said, Johnny, I'm just waiting on, I don't know who or when they're going to have that moment. You had your moment down in Tuscaloosa. That was Johnny Manziel's coming out party. From that point on, they got a kid, man, down there at Texas A&M.
I needed help, though, even after that game. And this is a crazy thing, the way the college football universe works. There's a offensive coordinator right now who's sitting at Texas A&M in Marcel Reed's room every day coaching him. His name is Colin Klein. On week 12 of the season, Colin Klein.
Oh, from K-State?
Colin Klein was going to win the Heisman that year. Colin Klein was winning that race. I was making a late push, but they played Baylor after we played Missouri, our last game of the season. I had done everything I could do. We went out, smoked Missouri, had an unbelievable game. And when we got out of that game, I went to a party with all my boys on the team, and everybody was doing a ring dunk at Texas A&M, and I was glued to a Kansas State versus Baylor game, and Baylor beat the brakes off of Kansas State. Colin Klein had a really rough night, and I truly believe that when I left that night and went back home, I knew that I had won the Heisman that night. There used to be a thing called Heisman Pundit, and for 9 years in a row, this guy had a website that had predicted
Who would win it?
8 of the 9 years he would collect enough votes from voters to see who would win it. And I was on this site every day checking. And when he had tallied up enough votes and said I was going to win, I kind of knew. But I needed help that year to even be able to get there. And when I was going into the Heisman, I thought Manti might sneak in and take it. The way the media was around then, I thought
Johnny, because you came from so far. You got to realize where you came. You weren't even on nobody's radar.
I was lucky to even be on the field, huh?
Yeah. Hey, wait, hey, Johnny, who'd you say, Mike? Who you say you thought was gonna win it?
Manti Te'o. That whole girlfriend thing came out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The way it was feeling, like even at the Heisman, even because you do the college football awards with ESPN and Disney before that, and he came through, won a lot of awards, and then we got to New York. Doing all the press and everything. I'm like, man, this guy might really have a shot. Notre Dame's a really beloved team in college football. He was a great player that year, got his team into the national title. Luckily, and I had the freshman bias too. That was a big thing.
Yeah. Well, they had started. They had forgotten about that because once they let Tebow had won it, because there used to be a situation. Adrian Peterson could have easily won the Heisman Trophy. Herschel Walker could have easily won the Heisman Trophy. Marshall Faulk, his year. You go back and look at the year that Gino Torretta won it. How the hell Marshall Faulk didn't win that award? I don't know. But there are a lot of guys there. There are a lot of guys that won that we go back and look at like, hold on. Like, I mean, hell, if I'd have played D1 ball in 2001, I think I'd have won the Heisman because Eric Crouch ends up winning it. I'm like, how the like what? Yeah. And then Jason White wins it one year. I'm like, y'all just giving it. Y'all got to give it. Y'all figure y'all got to give it to somebody. No, respectfully, Ocho, as you like to use the word respectfully. But Eric Crouch rushing for 1,000 yards and throwing for like 700, that ain't no Heisman. I'm sorry. And it took him throwing the ball in the end zone and hitting somebody's foot, getting kicked up in there, Johnny. You probably were too young to remember that when that happened, but man, it's gonna be close. I think we're gonna have a very, very close Heisman Trophy race this year.
I think if Sayin comes in and has a good game in the Michigan game, they go to the championship game, they roll things out. He continues to play the way he is, throwing for a lot of yards, throwing touchdowns, 3+ touchdowns every game. If he does that, continues the streak that he's on, he's going to be tough to go beat. But the thing about Marcel is he has so much ability to be able to bring in, like he had a couple flashes that almost looked Lamar-esque last week versus LSU.
Yeah.
He's kind of skirting into the end zone. He's so deadly with his feet. His receivers, he's chunking the ball around. I think he has that dual threat that fits what you've seen from myself, from a Mariota type. Now, does he throw it as well as us right now at this point? No. But he runs it well enough to have a dual threat with, is in line for Heisman guys in the past. So obviously, I'm going to be a homer. I'm starting my Marcel for Heisman campaign here relatively shortly. I think about November 15th, I'm really going to fire up the train. But nevertheless, I think we'll have a good race. One right now that seems a little bit unclear, but in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, I think we'll start to see some people pull away.
It'll crystallize itself.